So if you don't like cleaning per se, do you like using your hands? Do you like, you want a sedentary job where you're sitting? What is it that you would like, or what is it, what scenario could you see yourself in that would make you happy in a job capacity? Have you given that some thought?
I don't know. I do like, one thing I do like to do,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know if this even is a job,
Mm-hmm.
but I like to shop.
Shop.
Yes, I do like shopping for
Okay.
clothes.
Okay. So fashion.
Yeah, I do like that.
Okay.
My mom and I go shopping all the time, and even though sometimes she's like, "Why don't you get a job here?" She
Right.
just don't get on me about the job thing. But I do like to shop for clothes.
Okay.
Sometimes shoes. It just depends. But
Okay.
I like going to the mall.
Mall. Okay.
Um,
All right. Well, it sounds like something that would be of interest to you would maybe be like a clothing store or maybe like a shopping setting. Do you like work?
I like Hot Topic a lot.
Hot Topic.
That's that's a really good
Okay.
store.
Hot Topic is a pretty popular store at the
Yes.
mall. Um, are you good with money?
I don't really know. I mean, I didn't really have to. I mean, my parents don't really give me money to.
Okay. Have you ever dealt with money or worked a cash register before?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So here we are. We're just not going to set you up on a job without having the proper skills to be successful. So, like, if you haven't had any cash handling experience or you haven't worked with money, I mean, we could totally set you up with something hands-on where either we can do like a job assessment in a capacity where we can actually see you work in that capacity, and what that requires is, or or can or what that kind of looks like is somebody can be on the job with you and to work you through a scenario like that.
Would you be on the job with me?
I would not be on the job with you, but I
So I'd
could.
like you to be on the job with me.
You would like me
Yes.
on the job? I mean, I could probably stop in from time to time just to see you, in action and how
Yeah.
and how you would do. And but how it works is we have a third party person. His name is Stuart. And what he
Mhm.
would do is he would check in on you periodically. Initially, he would actually go on the job site with you, just to make sure you're doing okay. You understand what the job is, what you're
Mhm.
doing, and stuff like that. Now, once he feels like you're getting acclimated with the job, he may just check on you periodically. I may check up on you periodically just to see how you're doing, because at the end of the day, we want you to be successful. Okay.
Is he here? Can we meet him today?
No,
or-
he is not here today. But that is something that I'm going to set up in the future. I do need to know what your schedule is. Um, I know you mentioned school.
Yes, I'm a senior this year.
Okay.
Now this semester I stay all day.
Okay.
So I'm in school till 2:15.
Okay.
But Miss Clash said for the next for after the third and fourth semester, she said if I get a paid job, that she might work it out where I could get out early if I
Oh,
had
okay.
to.
Okay.
And I don't have a driver's license. My parents are thinking about sending me to driver's ed, like
Okay.
after maybe over a Christmas break to a driver's practice place or something like
Okay.
that, so I can work on maybe getting a permit or something like that.
Okay. Well, for now, that's good. That's on the forefront of your thoughts.
Mhm.
That's nothing that we should worry about right at this moment.
Mhm.
Once I touch base with Storage, set up a job assessment for you. He'll sit down with you. We can figure out the transportation. Maybe
Mhm.
your transportation situation can change at that time. Maybe not. But that's something that we could revisit in the future. Just so
And
you.
I'm sure my parents, if it was a job,
Okay.
if that's all they want, is a job, I'm sure
Right.
that they would do what they had to get me there.
Of course. Of course.
Since
Yeah.
that's all they talk about all the
I
time.
mean, like, even though I haven't really visited your parents a lot, they're the ones who made the initial calls. I mean,
Mhm.
you're here because someone cared about you. I mean, I'm pretty sure they'll
I
help
know.
you.
But
Yeah.
I get a job, that's all I hear.
Yeah, and sometimes when you take when people that you love give you that kind of, and they have that kind of frustration, it's not that they don't love you, it's just they probably want the best for you, and they want you to be successful. I mean,
Yeah, and
what
it
more
seems
can
like they might say something like that too, but all I hear is get a job. But I think they
yeah,
do say other stuff like they worry. They say sometimes they worry that if something happens to them, they want to make sure that I'm going to be okay and can take
yeah.
care of myself.
Well, I'm sure they're happy that you made initiative, took initiative to be here today with me. I mean, that's a huge step,
Yeah.
and honestly, to get where you need to be, it's what it takes is one step. So, um, so getting back to shopping, shoes, and mall. So, with this job assessment, I'm going to come up with a plan.
Mhm.
Okay. So the initial goal was cleaning. We're going to change that new goal into something in the fashion, shopping, cashier. But just know that it's not permanent.
Right. Right. Right.
But it's just a starting point.
Yes.
And once you go out and on these job sites with stored, and they can better get a clear assessment of what you are capable of
Mhm.
doing in this
Mhm.
in an employment, capacity. Is there anything else?
How long will the assessment take?
The
Will it be quick?
assessment. Well, typically the assessment is no more than like 30 minutes to an hour. It's really up to
Okay.
you. I mean, you could totally get in there, and you and
Mhm.
Stuart could talk, take the assessment. You may have some questions. He'll
Mhm.
be able to answer. He'll have
Mhm.
questions, but it's really up to you how long that goes. So that's why it's important that I get to know your schedule up front. You have my number, correct?
Yes. Will you call and talk to my parents for me?
Well, that's not really a requirement. And now that you're of age and you're no
Mhm.
longer a minor, I'm gonna need for you to sign a consent
Okay.
saying that it's okay for me to discuss.
And that's fine, because if they think I'm looking for a job, then, they'll be happy.
Yes.
I'm sure they'll be just thrilled that
Yes.
I'm
And just
looking.
know that whatever
Yeah.
you don't want me to disclose, I don't have to. Like I said when we started this session today, that it's you and I going forward.
Mhm.
Now, if you want me
Mhm.
to relay some things to them, of course I will do that. But
And tell them what the plan is,
okay,
just so they know what's
what your
happening.
goals are.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you unable to communicate with your parents?
I do, but like I said, there's just a lot of pressure to get a job, you know, and they'll be glad I'm working with somebody, but I'm sure they'll be like, well, what is she gonna do for you, and
Right.
if you could tell them some of the stuff you're gonna do.
Okay.
I do have dogs at home too.
Do you?
I do, I have two
Okay.
dogs.
And are you the primary caretaker?
Um, well, I'll feed them sometimes, and I take them out in the backyard and play with them and stuff,
Uh,
Evie and Molly are their names,
Evie and
yeah,
Molly.
Evie and Molly.
Okay.
Um,
Well, so you said sometimes. So if you're not able to do that, then who steps in?
well, Mom and Dad take care of them a lot.
Okay. And then have you thought about, once you do start working, have you communicated with your parents as far as taking up some responsibility as far as your dogs?
um, no, 'cause they'll do it anyway, I
You
think.
think so?
I think so. I don't know that for sure,
Well,
but I think they will.
that'll be something that you might want to sit down and talk to them about. You know, just because they're almost retiring and they're not really working
Yeah.
a lot, they still have a life too, and just to give them that extra courtesy would be nice.
And I have a fish.
You have a fish too?
Yeah, yeah. I have a fish. I made a fish at
A
home
beta fish.
that I feed.
Well, having a fish is not as not as demanding as having a dog.
No.
Dogs require walking. That's a physical
Yeah.
activity.
I do better with the fish than the dogs, probably.
Okay. And your parents
Yeah.
are physically able to walk your dogs?
Yeah, they do. We have a fenced in backyard, so they take them out sometimes too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they like the dogs too.
Well, that's nice. Are you the only sibling in
I am.
or the child?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so the only
Yeah.
child.
I have an older brother, but he only comes, he's in the army, and he only comes
Oh,
home to visit. He doesn't stay, there like with
right.
me all the time. Just occasionally he'll come home.
Oh, okay. And how is your relationship with you?
It's good. Yeah, he's really cool, and I like
He's
him
really
a
cool.
lot. Yeah.
Okay. Um, How old is he?
He's 22.
22.
Yes.
Okay. So you're not that too far apart.
No, no.
Okay.
And and he's doing really good in the army. And my parents are so proud of him every time he comes home. And just says he's doing so great. And,
Well, it takes. Not everyone is equipped to be in the military. It's very brave of him to join.
I wouldn't go in the military.
You said you wouldn't?
Mm-mm.
Well, like I said, it's not for
No.
everyone.
No.
I salute those who do. You know, maybe that's not really your calling. Maybe you're supposed to do something else.
Mhm.
You know.
At the mall.
Yeah.
At the mall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna start there. I would definitely communicate that in your plan. I would document that. We discussed that today. Um, Outside of employment placement, because that's what we do here
Mhm.
primarily. Is just we focus on employment placement. Is there anything preventing you, or that will come in the way, or that we may assist you with in making this transition from school to full-time work more smooth for you? Like, is there anything that?
Now, just I don't know. Miss Clash also said something about paperwork,
Okay.
and I'm not really sure what the paperwork is that she's referring to. But she's like, there's paperwork that has to be done and turned in, and I'm not sure what that is.
Okay.
So,
All right. So, all right. What this program is, if you're talking about the OCS program, it does require a lot of paperwork, and it's not all the time, but periodically you have to fill out paperwork about your progress. There's people that higher than you and I who oversee this program who wants to make
okay.
sure that we're doing our job to assist you in getting you to be where you need to be. So every now and again, we may do an assessment, we may get you to sign some paperwork, but again, it's just only paperwork. So don't be alarmed. It's just protocol. It's just a process that we have to do to make sure that the people higher than me know what we're doing. That's it.
So when will I have the job shopping?
Okay, so now that you're sitting with me today and I'm documenting this, I'm gonna touch, like I said, I'm gonna touch
Okay.
base with Stewart. I'm gonna set up a time. Probably if you're available on the weekend, that's probably more ideal since you're in school full time. Now, if Miss
Now on
Clash,
Sunday, we have church all
right?
day.
Okay, it probably
So Sundays are terrible for me.
okay. I go to church too. Sundays are hectic, and for most people they are.
Because we go in the morning and then at night. And sometimes
Okay.
there's stuff during the day.
Okay.
So I know Sundays my parents would not want me to work.
Well, we can definitely work around that,
Okay.
Shannon. It's probably more on a Saturday.
Okay.
Just we're now going to shoot for a Saturday because you're in school. Now, if Miss Clash works out where you can get out early during the week, we can revisit at that time and we can do something during the week. But right now, I'm just going to put on a Saturday.
Okay.
And basically, how this is going to work is either, and Stuart will explain this further
Okay.
once you get with him, but I'm going to give you a brief overview. They'll pick you up if you need to, take you to the site. It's just casual clothes, so you don't have to really
Okay.
worry about
Okay.
getting something
Okay.
or buying anything for that. And it's just a matter of observing you on the site.
What if I can't do it?
What do you mean can't?
What if they get me there and I can't do anything like cashier? I
Okay.
can't count money and stuff like that.
Okay, so we've ran into cases where we had clients go on the job and it just wasn't really suitable for them. That's not a problem. What we'll do is we'll set you up with another site or something that you can do. It's just an assessment. It's nothing permanent. So even if you get on a job and you don't really do it well, that's just giving us a gauge of what you can do, and we'll just reassess and put you on another job site, and then eventually we'll get it right and put you on a job that is actually absolutely perfect for you.
Okay.
Okay. So I really wouldn't worry about that. This is just for us to figure out what your skills are, what your strong skills are,
Okay.
and try to focus on those things.
You know, I cleaned a lot. They made
Right.
me clean and I didn't like that. What if I start the job?